July in the upper Midwest, and we are in peak lawn care season. The peonies are blooming. My Kentucky bluegrass from last year's lawn renovation is finally coming around very nicely. This is one of the worst spots for the lawn renovation that I did last year. I still have some dirt patches. They are filling in with the bluegrass, but to do that I need to water and fertilize a lot. And the only problem with that is that means I have to cut the grass about twice a week to keep up on it, and especially adhere to the 1/3 rule, which is basically never cut off more than 1/3 of the grass blade at one time. So if your grass is at 4 inches and you cut it down to 2 inches, you're taking 50% or half of the grass blade off. That's not good for your grass. It's not going to be happy. So there's not really a problem with that. I like cutting the grass and maintaining things. There's a good sense of accomplishment when you're completed and things look like this. The problem is, right now in my life, I'm in the middle of a 12-day streak between t-ball and softball, which I'm helping coach, being at the parks every night of the week. I want to be involved and support my daughters in that way, and in the grand scheme of things, it's a relatively short time in our overall lives to make that happen. So I have no problem doing that, but something's got to give here at home. I need to make some changes. Oh yeah, also need to keep up on weed control, spraying. I've done some videos about that, but it's already time to do my second application for the year, and it's just hard to get time to make that happen. This bush is growing well. I need to prune it. So I could scale things back somehow, maybe hire a lawn mowing company to do that. The tool I'm using right now to cut the grass is the Simplicity Regent with a 38-inch deck and a bagger system, and it works incredibly well. The full floating mower deck on this follows the contours of my lawn. I've got about 33,000 square foot lawn with some challenging contours. I've had different lawn tractors over time, and they've not performed well, especially on the breakover angle of these crests of the hills. The mower deck tends to go very low and scalp, which forces you to cut the overall lawn higher than I'd like. And so it's not really a good match for that. Simplicity really is kind of my only option for a residential grade lawnmower. The only other one that I would consider is a walker, which is a zero-turn mower with the deck out front. And the way they position that deck is the weight of the mower is not on it, and it's spring-loaded to the ground. So it actually rides on the ground and is able to articulate and flex forward and backward to contour to the ground incredibly well. The only problem with those is they're like $15,000, $16,000 for one that has the grass handling unit on it. I think maybe you could get down to $12,000, but it still requires me to sit on it and operate it. Because it is a zero turn, it would probably cut my cutting time about half. Right now I've got probably an hour twice a week on the Simplicity to get the grass cutting done. A upgrade to a walker zero turn could potentially cut that in half and probably improve cutting a little bit even over the Simplicity. But again, it still requires me to be on it and operate it. So I'm thinking about going for the Moonshot here, which is a robotic lawnmower that cuts the grass without needing my attention at all. So I can focus on pruning the bushes, spraying the lawn, fertilizing the lawn, making sure the irrigation system is working, and hopefully free up some of my time and not compromise the quality of the landscape at all. Now, I could just hire out somebody to cut the grass. The problem is the vast majority of those individuals use commercial grade zero turn lawnmowers, which are pretty good. That type of mower struggles with this particular terrain, still has that problem with the breakover angle, and I just don't like other people doing things for me. If it's a robot, it feels different. I know it's weird, it's me. But I'm still in control of that robot. And the overall small cutting width of that robot sounds kind of like it would take a long time, which doesn't matter, could be in the middle of the night. But those actually conform, those little buggies conform to my challenging terrain better than any large gas-powered mower could possibly do, because it's like the size of a dinner plate. So if you put a dinner plate in any part of the grass, it should actually cut more evenly across it. So it is kind of a big ticket item. I've got a relatively large, challenging lawn. I just pulled the trigger on Amazon for a Luba all-wheel drive 5000, all-wheel drive 5000 buggy. This is a high-end, the highest end of robot lawn mowers that you can get. It doesn't need a boundary wire. It mows in straight lines instead of randomly. I think this is going to be the ticket for me. I'm hopeful it's going to be unbelievable if it works. So that's the big key. I think this is the perfect solution for me if it works like it says it does. I've watched other YouTube videos on it. It looks incredibly promising. I'm excited to see it, but I'm going to share with you that big question: will it actually work for me as advertised? With tax, it comes basically to $3,000, which is a lot for a little buggy that's supposed to cut your grass. I'm viewing it as it's buying me time and freedom to get all the other stuff done around here that needs to be done and not worry about the grass. The other thing is, if I hire it out, typically those people come once a week, and if it's raining on that day, they have to move it. This lawnmower should be much more flexible on timing. I like keeping my grass with a fresh cut look at a maybe 2.5 inch length, and I can irrigate it. So hopefully this thing allows me to cut every couple days and just keep the look of the lawn nice, fresh cut all the time. I'm hoping, if it works. So with the financial piece of it, $3,000 for a new lawnmower, I'm planning on selling the Simplicity to somebody else to offset that sting a little bit. This has been an incredible mower. Somebody else that has more time on their hands than me can keep using this thing and love it. I have no problems with it. If I wasn't at this stage in my life, if I was retired, my kids were out of the house, I think I'd still be using this for many years to come. We'll see. Is the robot mower all it's cracked up to be? Have they finally gotten good enough that can replace my lawn tractor? Subscribe to my channel, new videos coming out. We are going to test that to see, I mean, either going to be happy with more free time, or I'm gonna be ticked off that I spent $3 grand on a robot mower. Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. Adios. One more thing. So, got a 3-car attached garage. This thing sitting in the middle does take up quite a bit of space. Gets in the way of the golf simulator a little bit. I know. Big problems. Can't fit my golf simulator and my lawn tractor in our garage. But the other thing, so I was thinking about getting a shed. It'd be nice to have this thing out of here in winter when it's not being used at all, which is like 8 months a year for us. Well, poof, that problem goes away.